But let's start from the beginning. Jana, you talked about the mission and principles and the goal of the Yellow Ribbon. It's actually a awareness project. So what we want to do is to raise the public awareness about the importance of giving second chances, not only because of the inmates or people with criminal past, but also because of their families and children, and how important it is to have a wide picture about the person who is coming out from the prison. The destigmatization is the main principle, but I've talked about it already. So the team we have at the moment, it's actually Veronica and myself and some supporters, some volunteers, and many people from abroad who are now creating the broader perspective of the impact of the Yellow Ribbon. But Jana already did the introduction. Also, that we started almost 11 years ago. So this year is our 11th celebration. The run started in Singapore, and those times I was a board member of ICPA, and during one of the big conferences, we were invited to an activity nobody heard about called Yellow Ribbon, and I was completely fascinated about when something about the Singaporean prison system. They still use physical punishment. They have the death penalty. They are very strict on crime. But on the other hand, once you finish your crime, you are a member of society. And this is the big difference from, for example, Czech Republic. We pretend to be nice to inmates, even it's not the truth, everyone, because the prisons are ugly. The process how to integrate people to society is not the best one, because the support from society is not big. But what we don't know how to do, and we haven't learned, is to persuade the society that we should really support people coming out. When you are in Singapore, you see thousands of people running for the second chances, not only families, not only ex-offenders, but the public, employers. There's a big network of companies who are willing to employ inmates, lots of social projects, lots of charity projects, and also the Yellow Ribbon project itself is very successful in fundraising, because people like to support people in need, including prisoners. This is the big difference in at least the Czech Republic. There is no such a big support, and it's a big challenge to explain very patiently that the win-win situation can only become when the person is behaving, and the only way how to do it is to support. So, but you are all professionals, so this is all I wanted to say about the mission and about the goal. What we do, we have various kinds of events. The run is the most visible and the one we want to invite you for. So once a year, as Jana mentioned, we run in Prague. Many people from justice, judges, prosecutors, people from prisons, current prisoners, the staff, people, of course, from probation and mediation service, employers, families, but also public, students, and others come to support. Which is amazing, because when we started, there were only 30 people. And of course, the team around me, because I'm a previous prison governor, they thought I'm really crazy. I want to bring people out from prison to run in Prague. And it was something we've never done before. It was sort of shocking, but also the best way how to start the communication with the public. Look, these are alive people. They look the same as we look. They talk the same way. They have families as we have. They have the same T-shirt, and sometimes you don't even know who's the prisoner and who's the prison governor. So this is how I want to persuade you that it's a really nice way how to communicate with public. Runners are also people who are supporting each other. So you don't actually ask when you run in a park, the person running next to you, if he's or she is an ex-offender, but you normally ask if you have enough energy to run. So it's very nice and welcoming society of runners who from the beginning was very supportive. But we also do various kinds of runs during our event. So as Jana mentioned, it's the walk, it's 2.5 kilometers relay run. So we have teams made of 4 people. We have children's race, and I can continue what else we do. Maybe to talk about the European initiative, which could be interesting for you. But when you see it in the picture, this is something we started from the Norway grants, and I will talk about it later. But what we want to do is to spread the idea around Europe. The main goal is that yellow ribbon sign is visible to people around Europe as a sign of welcoming ex-offenders to society. It's a really big goal, and maybe I will be dead before it will happen, but I still want to work on this with you. And if there's more people in more countries doing the yellow ribbon initiative, there's more possible that my dream will come through one day. So thanks to our colleagues from Croatia, from Poland, from Netherlands, we also had runners. We have runners in Prague from many countries, not only members of CEP, but also Europace, ICPA, and other communities from the social area. So one year when we had a big event with CEP and also other initiatives, we had around 60 foreigners running with us. So we are trying to influence you to support us. But we not only do the runs, we have some other activities like working with children. We have special fund. We can support families and children who are in need, and we are trying to create inclusive environment, because ex-offenders sometimes don't know how to ask for help. They don't even know they can do it because they don't feel safe in society. So this is also a part of our activities. The community I talked about, I think it's great. We are growing. So at the moment we have state and public institutions. I'm very proud that our big fan is President of the Czech Republic. You can see him on the top picture. So I had a chance to introduce the work of Probation and Mediation Service. That's how it started. And by the way, we presented the yellow ribbon, and now he's the one who is supporting the yellow ribbon project every year. He's sending his team, and he wants to run with us, but unfortunately his program is very difficult. So, but one day this will happen, I'm sure. We have private companies and employers supporting our donations for children. NGOs, I forgot to talk about NGOs, but they are the massive support and big part of the runners and people who actually work with inmates. So for us as partners, they are massively important in integration into society. And we also, what's important, have VIP support. I will talk about later, and I think it's a very good method how to influence the public when you have some VIP people from the public, from I don't know, actors, singers, and others, including, of course, the president of the Czech Republic who supports. So it's very important. Concerning the numbers, I told you we started 32 crazy people, and 4 of them were Singaporeans who came to support us. With Mr. Solvay-Bach, who was the Director General, amazing person who gave us all the know-how and support and helped us to start. And he also brought the first yellow ribbon tags for us to have some merchandising and to be recognized who we are. Now we are like 1,200 registered, maybe even more. And of course, we want to grow bigger, but I think it's a nice result. And when I talk to Singaporeans, they went the same way. And once they went over 1,000 or 2,000, then it was started to be massive. So now they have 10,000 runners, and it's completely a great event in the center of Singapore. So this is where we're heading in the future. Concerning the VIP people, it's as I told you, we have a very famous Czech moderator who supports the initiative where we work with children of prisoners. We also have a Czech singer who actually created a song focused on the impact on families, impact of imprisonment on families. We have a famous Czech actor who is the one who is very well known for funny jokes, but when he talks about inmates, he's very serious and he has a big public attention. So this is the way how we try to work. And when we talk about, I'm sorry, I have to move the slide. About publicity, this is our main goal. So we don't actually work in everyday business with inmates. We have NGO partners who do all these projects and programs, and this is not the role of Yellow Ribbon. The role is to show their good work and their impact and bring a network of public and NGOs and business companies to be visible in the society, because when you do one single activity as an NGO, it's very difficult to gain the public attention, at least in the Czech Republic. But when you get the network together and under the umbrella of Yellow Ribbon, you can present the results of many activities that we are growing bigger and getting stronger in this public awareness, which is our biggest goal. So you can see some pictures from the media, and one of them was also from shooting the video inside the prison. So very famous singers changed their dress into the dress of prisoners, and maybe even if you don't understand, it's nice to see the feeling of this song. So maybe we can send the link so you can listen to it and see it. And it was filmed in one of the male prison in the Czech Republic. So this is the publicity. Yellow Ribbon in Europe. We've presented the strategy Yellow Ribbon Growing Europe during the roundtable. When we got some finance from the Norway grants, and this is where we're heading now to continue in this, to have our partners to build a joint strategy in communication, in visibility, in cooperation, in having debates how to create the wider picture of Yellow Ribbon. So this is what we work on now. The first roundtable was very successful, and that's why Croatian Ministry of Justice, or I don't know, I'm sorry, the full name of your ministry, which is very difficult, which includes the probation service and the prison service, decided to create their own Yellow Ribbon. So this was the result of very small activity called Yellow Ribbon Growing European. I'm sorry, I'm not answering the chat, am I now? Okay. This is what we've seen in Singapore. During their 20th anniversary, we had another roundtable. Some of you can see Kim McHaugen, who is our great supporter from the KDI Norwegian Prison Service, but also our colleagues from Singapore, from Texas, from Rwanda and Pakistan, and I don't know, wherever. Everybody was amazed from this very simple, easy communication just through the run, and it's the same symbol. You can unite people basically all around the world, but of course you need the budget and some coordination, and this is our biggest challenge at the moment. but everything is possible when you have the right people motivated to do this. What we've did, and maybe if you've noticed that Jana has a different T-shirt. I have two L symbols, and Jana has just one. Jana has the Singaporean symbol, but what we faced, at least in the Czech Republic, after the conflict in Israel and Palestine, was that the yellow ribbon is used in many other cases, also during the war conflicts. And actually, the history of the yellow ribbon is that soldiers from the war were welcomed by the yellow ribbon, so they knew they still can come back after many years being away, and their families are waiting, their wives are waiting for them. So if they saw the yellow ribbon, they knew they can come home. Singapore took this symbol to use it for inmates, and then we of course copied in the Czech Republic to start the initiative. Now we've decided to redesign, because the yellow ribbon was also for the refugees and for people in need, and we didn't want to mix it with inmates. And I had some Israeli people hugging me in the center of Prague because they thought my symbol is for their people. And it was very difficult for me to explain in this situation I support inmates. It was even funny for me to say that. So I pretended and I, of course, support everybody in need. But now we want to be visible. The redesign was very important. We still want to continue with the cooperation with Singapore and have these connections. But this is the result. And I think it's a very sexy logo I'm very proud of, and it's still very similar to Singaporean. It also, the double L also shows the partnership, the motion forward, and many other things behind. We could talk sometimes when you are interested in yellow ribbon more deeply. So this is the result of the European initiative. So we prepared different versions for different states, so you can use it when you. But what we need to have some partnership agreement and use the same brand, the same code of ethics, and same rules. Otherwise, when you just have a yellow ribbon on your T-shirt and you start an initiative without connecting, it doesn't have the impact, and then it's misusing the symbol and the vision. So if you consider to start your yellow ribbon initiative, it's very essential to share the same ethics and same values and the same brand manual. And what we want to ask you is to sign a commitment to use our brand in an ethical way as other countries use it, as Croatia, Poland, or Lithuania. Okay. Future steps I told you about. We have some questions from foreign countries, from Romania, from Poland, who want to continue. Of course, Norway should run because they are our partners. So we are trying to push some Norwegian region to start running, and this is our future, close future. Now, what I want to invite you is to celebrate with us the 11th of June. I think if you want to start the yellow ribbon and you've never seen it in reality, it's essential to come and run with us, because when you see the energy of 1,000 people sweating, smiling, holding hands, hugging their children, then you want to do it also. So if you have a chance to join us, it would be great to welcome you in the Czech Republic. Unfortunately, we don't have any budget to host you, but we can. We are thinking of having a special stand for CEP partners, so we can all mix together and meet in Prague. So we will be very happy to have your support. What maybe is the easiest way how to show you how it looks like is our video report.
modré nebe, nezměníme svět, může změnit sebe, zbavme se předsudků vůči druhým lidem, věřím, že se dá proplout i s klidem, koukněme společně na modré nebe, nezměníme svět, může změnit sebe, zbavme se předsudků vůči druhým lidem, věřím, že se dá proplout i s klidem.
Děkuju všem, těm, kteří běží se žlutou stužkou a těm, kteří věří, že ten závod snad něco změní, že dá člověku šanci tam, kde žádná není. Přijít o svobodu je ten největší test, člověk chce zapomenout na to špatný a ze stolu to smést. Není to jen tak se do něčeho nezaplést, je na každým to zvládnout a nenechat se svést. V životě jsou překážky, co jsou potřeba zdolat, díky žluté stužce můžu běžet a konat tenhle závod. Mi dává šanci postavit se na nohy, vrátit se do společnosti a užívat si svobody. Každý má přece na druhou šanci nárok, proto žlutá stužka a ten závod. Tohle není návod na to, jak máš žít. Pamatuj, že všechno může změnit, stačí
Věřím, že zvládneme životní zvon, problémy přejdeme, jak Cezar Rubikon, stačí se svých šancí chopit, Rubikon zdolat, ne se v něm topit. Věřím, že zvládneme životní zvon, problémy přejdeme, jak Cezar Rubikon, stačí se svých šancí chopit, Rubikon zdolat, ne se v něm topit.
Provační, mediační a podaný ruce, spolky, který dávají naději věznům v republice. Běžet za správnou věc, svobodu a šanci, dostat dobrou práci těm, kterým se říká psanci. Řekni, kolik lidí se do vězení vrací, po propuštění páchají, až nedostanou práci, pak začnou krást a k tomu brát drogy. Není to hobby, je to doba plná zloby. 55% firem v této republice nezaměstná trestance, co vyšli z věznice. Proto říkám, v tomhletom je zakopanej pes. Nemít šanci dostat práci je jak druhý trest. Přestože ti lidi hážou pod nohy klacky, i když ti život uděluje jenom samý facky, je hlavní nestratit víru v lepší dny, žít žádný život a plnit si sny.
Koukněme společně na modré nebe, nezměníme svět, může změnit sebe, zbavme se předsudků vůči druhým lidem, věřím, že se dá proplout i s klidem, věřím, že zvládneme životní zvon, problémy přejdeme, jak Cezar Rubikon.
I get very emotional when I see this because all these faces past 10 years I was following in as prisoners, as a prison governor. Now I saw the team of amazing people working in Czech Probation and Mediation Service. So, and most of you, and Jana, of course, in the first line, starting the race. So what I forgot to say, we also do runs inside the prisons, which is a new part past few years after COVID, when we couldn't run publicly. We started running with inmates inside, which actually also changes the climate of prisons because suddenly the team of employers, employees, also people from justice, NGOs, they all come inside each prison, almost each prison, to support the current inmates who are not able to run in Prague. So you saw also this and children races and many other activities. So for the introduction, I think it's enough. I can talk forever, but the time for questions and maybe if there's any interest, I can react. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much, Gabi, for the presentation. And now I give the floor to Mirka. She can lead us through the question and answer session. Mirka?
Thank you, and hello from me, everyone, too. I'm sorry I wasn't here from the very beginning, but I managed to get for the majority of the presentation. I can see we have a question in the Q&A chat, which is from an anonymous attendee, but still I think it's maybe good to answer this question because it's related to the run. It asks that in Singapore, the run is the part of the Yellow Ribbon program within the correctional service, which was, I believe, mentioned. And in Europe, the question is whether in Europe is it a merely run or a prison service initiative. I think that in there, maybe it's worth explaining a bit more on that this is not just the prison service initiative, but broad society, but I will leave it to Gabi.
Okay. Well, when I brought the run as a ICPA board member, those times I was a prison governor or director. So I brought it to the prison service, but from very beginning, our first partners was Probation and Mediation Service of the Czech Republic and platform of NGOs who. So it wasn't just the prison service, but we had a platform, very informal, because it was new and we didn't even run. We just started the debates, and the first year was 32 people. Then I continued under the umbrella of NGO called Rubicon. Some of them you might know because it's not legal for the prison governor to start an NGO and do things with finance from partners. So I don't think it's the way you can copy, but it was brand new and somebody had to start somehow. So it was sort of improvisation. But after a few years, when we grew bigger, there was a need to have our own body with financing and everything. So there are several ways how to do it. In the Czech Republic, we created an NGO called Yellow Ribbon, Veronika and myself. So this is an NGO, but we have partnership agreements with the probation service, the prison service, and other partners, and we basically work together. But the finance is in the NGO. My role is more representative because I'm the initiator. But since I hold the position of the head of probation and mediation service, Veronika is the CEO responsible for the whole NGO. And then in Croatia, for example, the Ministry of Justice took the lead, also in Poland, but also in partnership with an NGO who is providing the service during the run. So it's always the symbiosis between the state and the NGO, and no matter if the state is the owner of the logo or the NGO, but without the state partners, and I concretely mean prison service and probation and mediation service, it doesn't make sense to do just NGO and run with people, or it would make sense, but if you want to show the whole system and the need of the current prisoners to come out, you definitely need a prison and probation service because we both work with the same clients, and it's a nice symbiosis how to explain the process the people go through inside and outside with support of not just the Yellow Ribbon Initiative, but other NGOs. I hope it answers the question. So if we want to start a European project and we asked for the budget for the first roundtable, it was the NGO Yellow Ribbon who did the job with the partnership with Norwegian partners, which was the KDI. And in the future, what we want to do is to ask for a small project, the Czech Republic with KDI, to continue in coordination, but each state who is the part of Norway grants can also get some small budget for the Yellow Ribbon. That was the debate with the Norway partners. So we can, from different resources, but the same Norway grants, can create a structure and maybe some people in each country who would be coordinators and get more organized. But since this was not an issue until now, it was more punk style, if I can say it this way.
Thank you for answering this question. The next question would be, because I know that you have been working in the both prison and probation service or sector for many years. How has the perspective shifted in the society on, or how has the perspective shifted on how the society perceives offender, like comparing 10 years ago and now? Has it changed thanks to the work of the Yellow Ribbon Run, that is not just the run but also many other activities behind? Or what would be your opinion on that?
I think we also have some research from our Institute from Criminology and Social Prevention that it's slowly changing. There are many factors. There's a lot of NGOs who do the great job, but I think Yellow Ribbon is very much visible in society, and part of our job is to go to have some public speeches, presentation at universities and many other places. Even the member of parliaments have heard about the Yellow Ribbon already. So it's coming into mind of people, and I think the society is not so much afraid anymore. Also, the young generation is more supportive, so we try to focus on university students in social area to get awareness about our community, and we can also the bonus to gain new partners and new colleagues in the, for example, probation and mediation service. And they all love this project because at work you have to just have a big caseload and we have lots of clients and no time for yourself. But the Yellow Ribbon is a bonus also for people working in justice, but also for public. It's interesting space, and we have Veronica can maybe continue if you're more interested. But we got a great media space in main news, newspapers. I don't know, lifestyle magazines. So I think it changed a lot, and also the environment inside the prisons. I cannot imagine 10 years ago, 20 years ago, to have a team of, and I can ask you working in corrections, if you can imagine 20 years or 15 years ago, team of members, staff running in a t-shirt with inmates in the prison yard. I really cannot imagine this in the Czech Republic. So this is my personal result. I'm very proud of that this is possible now in 25, I think, prisons who support in the Czech Republic out of 35 the Yellow Ribbon. So yes, the change is great, even maybe not so much visible as I could imagine.
Thank you. Well, yeah, step by step. Anna.
Wow, Gabriela, thank you very much, and Veronica as well, for sharing with us this presentation, and congratulations for this very amazing initiative. Wow, it's really, really incredible. Listening to it from outside, it's really wonderful, and I really would like to see this implemented in other different European countries. For instance, I imagine in Catalonia or Spain, that would be a great, great, great success. So thank you very much. I have a question. It's a very specific question, and it's that do you involve people with life experience in the run, of course, but do you also involve them in the preparations of the run, in the logistics, in the more practical aspects, in the design? Can you please develop a bit more this part? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for these questions. I sometimes miss this part because most of those people became my friends, and I losing this perspective. They were in prison before, but member of a team and many members, external members and volunteers are ex-offenders who not only run with us every year, but also who also work on the spot preparing the run, giving you t-shirts. You don't notice because they look the same, but most of them are doing the fun points with NGOs. And also what I did, I wrote a book about the stories of prisoners, women prisoners. So even those are present, and some of our volunteers, members of team, and some and people who are promoting the Yellow Ribbon idea in public in our T-shirt very proudly. We also have a documentary film run so you don't become a prisoner again. It's called very weird name, but all of those people are our volunteers in Yellow Ribbon wearing the t-shirt, telling their life stories, and final scene is coming to the Yellow Ribbon run with 1,000 people in the t-shirt, so it's very emotional. So we have many people involved in all our activities, and many people we support, not only financially but also personally, because they became members of Yellow Ribbon family with all their problems you can imagine they have.
Thank you very much. I think that this might have a huge impact on the identity and to lower the stigma of a lot of people, especially women. Thank you for sharing this with us, Gabriela.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. As the time is against us, I thank you both for being with us today, not only to you, but also to our participants who were with us today. Thank you for these presentations and answers to the questions. We are looking forward for the run on the 11th of June in Prague. We hope we will see colleagues from many European countries, but of course colleagues from the Czech Republic too. Our dear participants, we hope that you enjoy this webinar. As always, we kindly ask you to fill in the survey, the link for which you will find when leaving this session. I already sent you all the information this morning, so we would very appreciate if you provide us with the answers. Of course, if there is any answer that you might have in the future about the Yellow Ribbon Run, don't hesitate to contact us. Of course, don't hesitate to contact Veronica and Gabi. We will share the presentation with you. So there is plenty of opportunities to join in, and of course we are looking forward to the runs across the Europe. Have a lovely afternoon, and we look forward to meeting you next time in May.
Mirka, wait, before we say goodbye to our participants, I know we are just a few minutes after our schedule, but I see that Gabi would like to say some final words. So Gabi.
I just wanted to mention. Yeah, I just wanted to mention you can contact us, but what I want to do, if you're interested in joining us in Prague, it would be nice to contact either us or Mirka or Jana or whoever. And if there's more people, we can have a webinar or online meeting to give better instructions, because we learn each year. And it's very beneficial if all the foreign people meet. And sometimes when you just register and come, we found out after on that there were some people from Austria and other countries who didn't know who to contact, who didn't know who's Jana, because they are not from probation. But it's nice to have this international community. So I'm offering this maybe sometimes in April or May, this meeting of people who are willing to come with some further instructions. Thank you, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you,
Gabi. Excellent idea.
Thank you, Gabi. Thank you, Veronica. Thank you, my colleagues from CEP and all the participants for attending. We hope that we really gave you some food for your thoughts, and we hope that we will have somebody from our webinar taking part in the run in June. So thank you very much. And just like Mirka said, have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.